Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So do you remember the time that we used to live without mobile phones, when there was much more human to human interaction? We were not only talking to our phones, we were not always looking into a screen. These days when I come back from work, the first thing I do, I sit on my couch, I check my phone, check Instagram, check what has happened in other people's lives. And when I wake up, I check my phone first thing in the morning to see what has happened overnight. When I'm trying to talk to a patient, my phone rings so many times that I feel so irritated. I just cannot have a comfortable conversation with my patient. Notification after notification, the urge to keep checking the phone continuously. This is something I'm sure a lot of us are dealing with these days with so much of technology around us. Our devices were supposed to help us stay connected with friends and family. It was supposed to help us be more productive, be faster and efficient in our work, but rather it has become more of an addiction and a distraction from whatever we are doing. Have you ever tried uninstalling the social media apps on your phone? You eventually come back to it. I took a break a few months back for a month from social media, but I eventually came back. That is how our technology has been designed. It is addictive by design, and there are a lot of psychological aspects related to it. That's why I was thinking, with so much technology around us and with so much social media influence in our lives, is technology driving us crazy? And to help myself answer these questions, I had a conversation with my psychiatrist friend Dr. Meha Verma, who is working with the NHS Trust in London, and I read this book, The Art of Bitfulness by Nandan, Nilekani and Tanuj Bhojwani. Mr. Nandan is the chairman of Infosys Technologies, and they have shared their views about how we can improve our relationship with technology, and it helped me get a deeper insight about how it plays with our minds. So in this video, I'll share with you my conversation with Dr. Meha Verma, a psychiatrist from London, and also some insight from this book, because the idea is not to spend less time with our devices, but to spend time on our devices better. Let's dive into it. All right, Meha, how are you? Welcome to the Tech Doctor YouTube channel.
Hi, Dr. Chisel. I'm good. Thank you.
So first of all, what I want to ask you is, are you addicted to your phone as well?
I wouldn't say addicted, but with specifically since last 2 years or so, since the pandemic era, I've become much more reliant on phone and technology than I was before. That I would admit. Course textbooks or whatever it is, it's just in the either in the iPad or on the phone. So it's much more as compared to what it was maybe in 2018, 2019. But I wouldn't say that I'm addicted.
So I wanted to know from a psychiatrist's point of view that whether this overdose of social media, is it good, is it bad, and how is it affecting our psychology? So let's hear what she said.
If I were to kind of break it down, first of all, it would be just the harmful effects of screening or being too much involved in computer or your gadgets. So it would be, having sleep disturbances or physical symptoms like headaches, problems with vision. Sometimes people develop carpal tunnel syndrome or things like that. Moving on to how it affects your mental health. So I would say it is not all black and white. It's many shades of gray. If I were to think, sometimes it's positive that people have a platform to express their views, what's been going on. As I mentioned, in the COVID era, many people have been reliant on social media, keeping in touch with people. I live in London, my parents are in India. We have not been able to see each other for almost 10 years. So if it were not for technology, I don't know how I would have managed that. So there are positive aspects as well, if you come to think of it. With everything positive, and there are some negative aspects as well. When you go on Instagram, I go on Instagram, I kind of scroll down and there are so many things going on, so many influencers, so many people giving their opinions and advices. So it's not just Google Doctor now. It's in social media, you would hear so many people giving their opinions and experiences, and people coming to you, turning up in the clinic asking, I read this on social media, or I read a blog of XYZ person who had this experience with XYZ disease, with XYZ medication. So that I would say it's quite risky, and specifically wrong information that circulates. People tend to follow a lot of wrong information or wrong practices, specifically when it comes to young and vulnerable nowadays. As you know, Giselle, you can see small children, kids with their own telephone and kind of doing their own thing, parents with their own telephone, kids with their own telephones, and we need to be kind of mindful of what content we're allowing the children to see, what are the things that they have access to. So there is a lot to think about there.
I was feeling that I am using the social media too much, and I have the urge to share everything online, to share all the personal moments, which we usually share with our own families only. But now we have an urge to share it with everyone on the social media, and our life is out in the open. I feel it is a little risky as well.
Yeah, definitely. When you scroll through social media, look at people's profiles, celebrities, influencers, it is not all as good as it appears to be, but somehow many people who encounter self-esteem issues, there are many people who try to emphasize on this fact that all you see on social media or all you see on these platforms is not real. There are many moments trying to kind of normalize your body image, your self-esteem. So there are positive aspects as well. But yeah, I do understand what you're trying to say, that there is an urge to, and sometimes because nowadays social media, people have become so vocal or so expressive about what their feeling is. If you have to wish your parent or if you have to wish your family member happy birthday, so it doesn't feel complete till you share it on social media, even though no one really bothers about it, but you tend to do it anyway.
That's true.
That's the trend. That is the new normal, I would say.
Yeah,
for many.
But as a psychiatrist, do you see these kind of patients in your practice, like who come with the problems related to social media?
Yes, I would say it has a huge impact on self-esteem. It has huge impact on the way that you perceive yourself. So many people ending up feeling depressed, ending up feeling incomplete, or somehow feeling of inadequacy is quite common. I'm not saying it's all because of social media, but a lot of it comes through looking at pictures of models and influencers and then feeling like you're not enough. Everyone else is having so much fun around you, but what are you doing with your life? Which might not necessarily be true.
There are both sides of the coin. One is you get inspired from what you see, and one is you get the feeling of being inadequate or being lesser to someone else. Apart from that, what age group is most vulnerable to this social media problem, do you think?
I would say young adult population and early teens, like teenagers and younger adult population are, even though there's no data or huge research about it, but in our experience, that's what. And that is why American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry does give you some guidance about how to kind of approach and what should be the adequate duration, or what should be the screen time for a kid between, depending on their ages. So they are trying to kind of make parents aware what is parental control when when you have Wi-Fi at home, so you can use parental control. You can monitor what website your child or children are trying to visit. We're discussing about addiction. So now internet and gaming addiction is actually becoming a phenomena which is being recognized worldwide in kind of field of psychiatry. People are doing their research, publishing articles. So so I think it has a huge impact on the way that your brain processes. A few of the articles which I found very interesting was like they did some imaging and compared how the brain of a person who's dependent on gaming or addiction works. So it was pretty similar to what you would find in any other person with drug or alcohol dependence. So basically, it's something which is kind of as bad as it is affecting the brain in the same sense as alcohol or drug dependence would do. So yeah, and I think in coming years it would be recognized as a proper disorder because the manual that we use or the books that we follow, they are recognizing this internet and gaming disorder as something which needs research and which we all need to be aware of as psychiatrists.
So what do you advise to the viewers of this channel about their addiction to social media and how they should pursue technology and how they should use it well?
What I personally try to follow is having a balance. So you can't, like, if you try to take extreme measures for anything, to be honest, it doesn't really work. Or you might be able to do it for maybe some time, detox, what people call it, like doing detox, or going off social media for some time, and then you might end up coming back because you feel left out, or you feel you are missing on what is happening, or you're not getting an update. So I think having a fine balance between your life, enjoying being in present, not believing that whatever you see or whatever you're perceiving it might not be 100% true. No one is going to post their sad story, or people usually tend to share the good aspects, not the bad aspects.
That's true. That is very true, actually. So, all we see on social media is people enjoying their lives. We don't see the struggle they're going through, the bad days that they're having. We don't see any of that. We just see their holidays, their parties, and we feel like they're happy. They're so happy. I'm not so happy with my life.
Because that's boring. Who would want to see anyone?
That's true.
That's boring. That doesn't really have an appeal. And that's why people always tend to kind of, all the shiny and the fun part is what people want to kind of see, and that's what people share, because no one is going to listen to a sob story. So if we try to deny the fact that social media or internet is not affecting our lives, that would be ignorant, I would say. So we need to accept this, that this is a new way of life and we need to adapt to it and make sure that we are educating as many people as possible so that they don't fall into the trap and they don't, fall into the ugly side of the new shiny world.
So actually, the book I was reading, which I'm including in this video as well, says we do not need to stop using technology. We just need to use it well. That is the whole point of being and living with technology. So yeah, thanks a lot for your insight, and we got a lot to know from a psychiatrist's point of view, how people's minds work, how they are getting affected by technology. Thank you so much for joining us on this educative video for the people. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was lovely to talk.
See you.
Take care. Bye.
So that was my conversation with Dr. Meha. I hope it was helpful. You can find the links to her social media profiles in the description. So basically what I understand is our propensity for procrastination plus a smartphone in our hand. This is a recipe for disaster. We have so many choices to sit and waste our time. The list is endless. But too much choice obfuscates the most meaningful choice, the choice to stop. It is addictive by design. It is not letting us stop. They want you to be on social media all the time. They want you to keep going. They don't want you to stop. But can we avoid our phones and gadgets in today's worlds? No, we cannot. The only solution we have is to spend time with these devices in a better way. So I'll tell you a few things that I have done. Just yesterday I was trying to read from a book and I was thinking about something else and I fell asleep on the book itself. So it was getting a little boring to read. So what I try to do in such situations is I try to use my technology and make it more interesting. So I start making notes on the iPad, which makes it a little more interesting and feels like I'm learning a new skill. And also instead of writing my notes, then I started typing my notes. It is helping me improve my typing speed as well, and I'm learning a new skill along with it. And I'm sure with technology around, having a good typing speed is going to help me in the long term as well. So that way I'm trying to turn the negative thoughts of having to read and getting bored to something interesting and learning new skills with the gadgets. Did it work for me? Hell yeah, it did. I got into plastic surgery only because I moved to digital reading, and this channel is running because of my love for technology. Another useful feature that I'm using is the focus mode when I study, and I switch all my devices to the reading mode so that I don't get disturbed by notifications. As a doctor, the calls are important, so calls get through. I think in life, nothing important comes from a notification. If someone has a really important work, they will call you. If there is an emergency, they will call you. If they want to give you some important news, they will call you. Nothing important in life comes as a notification. So stop checking your phone every 5 minutes. But you can use social media and internet to your advantage as well, and that is what I learned from reading this book. Because humans have an innate desire to express themselves, and internet is a great place to do that. You don't even need an audience. The act of expressing itself is enough and will make you a lot happier. And when you have a social presence, the feedback that you get and the fact that someone is watching what you are putting out there makes you thrive for better, so you automatically try to improve. Now I have a social media presence, I have a YouTube presence, and I am feeling more comfortable speaking to the camera. All these retakes, all this editing, and seeing myself on the screen and how I'm talking is helping me improve my own talking skills, and it is helping me improve my presentations at work as well. I'm sure all of you get brilliant ideas when you're taking a walk in the park, going for a drive, or in the shower. You feel like I should do something like this, I should express this, I should share this. Don't wait for it, just do it. You have only one life. Why shy away from sharing what you want to share? And don't just consume social media, use it to your advantage. Put yourself out there. So that is what I have learned by talking to Dr. Meha and by reading this book, The Art of Bitfulness, that we cannot avoid social media, we cannot avoid technology in today's times. We have to accept it, and we should use it in a way that helps us improve our lives and stay more productive. If you wish to know more about it, make sure you check out this book, The Art of Bitfulness, and you can talk to Dr. Meha. You will find her social media profiles in the description. A big thank you to Dr. Meha for helping me make this video. It was really helpful to get her insights on this. This was my first collaboration on this channel. If I get support from you guys, from my subscribers and viewers, I will try to bring more doctor friends and share important health tips and medical advice with you guys. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share this video. My name is Chisel. You are watching The Tech Doctor. Namaste.